MiniWarGaming Speed the Cooler Bat Rap.
Chaos turn 2 begins, and like before, he's just going to be advancing straight into those Tomb Kings. First, the dogs try and rally, which they actually fail, and they continue to run. They're gone. They're not coming back at that point. The War Shrine charges into the Necro Sphinx and easily does that, and so it hits it in the flank. His giant group of trolls, I didn't realize they have movement 6, charge into my chariot there, and the warriors move up on the flank. And then the marauders move into the woods there, despite that one banner who just never wants to stand. They move up into the forest, and they have, it's a stupid forest or something like that, so they'll have to test in the next phase. Sorcerer begins. She's going to try and use the flames or the Infernal Gateway. And this Hierophant throws everything at it to stop it and fails. And it ends up being 4 strength 8 hits, and they get 1 wound, but he makes his regen and he saves. Now he does bubonic defense on himself again, and that fails to go off. And so instead they just get oh no, that did go off, my mistake. And now they're casting the Flickering Flames at one of my other units. And now he's also casted that spell that makes it so any doubles are perils once again. So, bad news for the Tomb Kings. He shoots his cannon at my other unit of, or my last full unit of chariots, which does hit and outright kills 1. And so it's gone. 3 wounds there. The War Shrine uses its ability to buff the trolls, giving them an additional +1 strength. And now the fight begins between the Knights and the Necro Sphinx. The Knights need 6s to wound. The Sphinx, well, they get to go first, of course. Sphinx is really slow. And they fail. They actually do 2 wounds. It doesn't have any kind of save. And then the War Shrine attacks. It doesn't do anything. But then the Sphinx gets to attack back, and he's got his 4 attacks, all with Killing Blow, and the 5th one with Heroic Killing Blow, but he fails to do any wounds, and so loses by combat resolution, and is destroyed. So the Sphinx just does a reform, or the War Shrine reforms, the chariot gets destroyed, and then its trolls overrun right into the main unit of skeletons with all my heroes in it, having only lost 2. So, Tomb King's turn 2 begins, and things aren't looking good now. We've lost a lot of the army, but we're going to try and see if we can hold off. If we can get some magic off, if we could get a few spells, even 1, then we might be able to do something, but it depends on getting magic at this point. And so the Ushabti once again try and charge. They just needed an 8. They roll a 6. They fail their charge. So they just kind of hang out over on the hilltop there. Or just in front of it now. These skeletons, they charge, and we had Dan come over for a second opinion about whether or not they count as being in the flank. Cam agreed that they would, because the entire front of them was in the front, or the side flank, so that's how we did it. If it was wrong, then leave a comment below, reference a page number, let me know. That'd be great. The Tomb Guard charge in against the warriors, and they go in easily. And over here, the main fight begins between well, we're going to start with the magic phase, of course, and I'm just trying to cast any spells I can. First, I get rid of the spell that's making it so doubles are bad. Now I'm trying to increase my weapon skill, and I fail. And now he attacks with his warriors against all my Tomb Guard, and they've got 6-up, 6-up, and they fail 5 saves, so 5 of them go down. And now they get to attack back. Now they actually have Killing Blow, which is really neat, because they just out and out kill 2 of the warriors, and then he has to make saves, and he fails 3 of them, but then he fails his ward save thanks to Tzeentch's buff. So he doesn't get any saves, he loses combat, and he runs away, and we try and chase. We didn't run him down though, but things are starting to turn around. He loses his little banner guy, and the crazy Tomb Guard come chasing after them. The chariots hit into the unit of marauders, and they get 5 wounds, and he has a 6-up and then a 6-up, but he doesn't get any of those. He got the second 6-up is because he's Tzeentch. He has the +1 to his ward save, not because of a parry. And then they actually attack and do 1 wound to one of the chariots, and a 2nd wound, because I realized I might actually have a save against these attacks. And now the rest of his unit attacks, killing one of the chariots first off. And the other chariot actually gets to attack. It does 1 wound, and he fails that, and fails his other save, so he did another wound back. But the chariot loses by 1, and loses a wound. Challenge between my Tomb King and Throg. The Tomb King attacks first, hits with 3, wounds with 2, but Throg makes both of his regens. And now Throg attacks back and squishes the Tomb King easily. In hindsight, I really regret challenging because it reduced the weapon skill of all of those skeletons because he died in a further initiative step. But I did get to curse Throg, which did 1 wound. So there's that. And now all of the skeletons on every side attack, the flank skeletons as well as the front-on skeletons. So they had a crazy amount of attacks here. And they did 1 wound. Because that was, or they did 2 wounds, sorry. So they put it down to 1 wound. Trolls attack back, they kill 4 skeletons on the side, and then we just did the stomp at the same time, so he kills another 2 skeletons right there. And now the trolls themselves attack the front rank, and he's got tons of attacks because they're in a horde, so he gets the additional rank. So pretty much every troll in his group there gets to attack, so he kills 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And now he does his stomps. The front rank gets to stomp, and I still get my regen, but he kills another 3. And now his... Oh, Throg... No, Throg didn't get a stomp. This is some guys that we forgot in the back rank. And at that point, I do concede, because as you'll see, that is what would have happened due to combat resolution against the skeletons. So there's really only about 15, 18 skeletons left and 1 wounded chariot and the Tomb Guard against everything in his army. And so I do concede. Now I'm afraid that Cam did have to get going, so there won't be a post-game. Essentially, it was a good game. We're definitely going to be playing again, and happy wargaming.